Have you heard that public speaking is one of the best ways to grow your practice? You're in for a treat because in today's video, I'm going to break down what you need to be doing and how to get your first public speaking gig. So make sure you watch all the way to the end because I'm going to reveal to you how to get that very first public talk. Hey, it's Tom Jacobs here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. This is specifically for health and wellness practitioners, heart-centered salespeople who want to help more people and make more sales. And in today's topic, all about public speaking, because I found personally that it's one of the best ways to get more clients. I don't know if you know this or not, but public speaking is one of the best ways of getting new patients and new clients into your practice. And I know what you might be thinking, and I definitely thought the same thing, that, oh my gosh, I have to go out and talk to people to grow my business. Why can't I just sit behind the desk and create some ads? Well, getting in front of people, especially for health and wellness practitioners, is so vitally important because there needs to be that know, like, and trust factor for them to actually understand what you do and ultimately sign up for your practice. So if you're not incorporating public speaking, then I highly encourage you to do that. And I have some tips for you to do that as well. Imagine this. Your ideal prospect is surfing through Facebook and they come across your ad. They have no context about who you are, why you do what you do, and ultimately what you do and how you can help them. Alternatively, if you put on a webinar or a live seminar and do some public speaking, now you have that prospect right in front of you. You are giving them great information. They're getting to understand who you are and how you can help them even better. So having that public speaking element, whether that's on a webinar or live on stage, it's critical for establishing that trust for that prospect to ultimately buy your program. Now, one of the sticky parts when coming up with a presentation that's going to establish that credibility, that trust factor when you are talking to your ultimate prospects, a lot of practitioners struggle with what to teach or what to share. And there is an exact formula on how to create a really winning presentation, whether this is live in person or over a webinar. So of course, you always want to start with your story and why you do what you do. And then you want to sprinkle in some client success stories throughout your presentation to show what you do actually works with real live people. And then you don't want to go too much into coaching, but rather tell people what they need to do to improve their lives. And then ultimately at the end of the presentation, you make an offer to sell them how to do that and how to do that with you. And it's a very simple framework. When it comes to differentiating yourself from your competition, especially in a very crowded marketplace and lots of competition, public speaking is one of the best ways to differentiate yourself because there is only one of you. You are the special sauce that differentiates your program from everybody else's. And it's your unique way of helping people that will draw your tribe in, the people that really connect and really resonate with your messaging, to ultimately join your program. And the best way of doing that is by creating a presentation where you share your knowledge and your expertise and then ask those prospects to join your program at the end. One of the keys for making lots of sales when you do webinars and public speaking and seminars is to have that connection with your prospect and with your audience. And one of the best ways of creating that connection so that you do make more sales during your webinar or your seminar is by telling personal stories. Personal stories create a connection between the teller of the story and the receiver of the story that is actually in the brain level. There was some studies that showed that you create this neuro connection with your audience. And by doing that, you create a better connection and are ultimately better able to sell your program at the end of your webinar. When you do public speaking with the intention of selling your program at the end of it, that is a very different presentation than if you were just sharing information. And I want to make sure that you're not making the same mistake that so many presenters make, and that is sharing too much information with your prospects. In fact, that was the worst presentation that I ever made, was when I shared a ton of information, and then when I asked people to buy the program at the end of the conversation, then nobody bought because they had this false sense that they had all the information they needed to go forward and solve the problem that they had, versus presenting what people need to be doing and then selling them how to do it for the long term. And that is a very clear distinction between just doing a public talk and sharing information and doing public speaking with the intention of making sales. Now, it's all fine and good to know exactly what you need to be doing during a public talk, but how do you get public talks in the first place? And it doesn't need to be that difficult. There are actually two really good ways to do your first public talk. And again, whether that's a webinar online or a live in-person seminar. The way that I did it back years ago was I asked my current clients, friends, and family if their company did lunch and learns about health and wellness. And most corporations around the world do lunch and learn talks, especially about health and wellness, because everybody wants a healthy employee. By asking my existing network if they knew of other people that had these opportunities. And I encourage you to do the same thing and get that first public talk. Now that you're going to do your very first public speaking gig, you want to make sure you have people there. I have a special gift for you right down below. It's a scripting on how to get more people to watch your webinar and your seminar. So make sure you download that resource and subscribe to the channel.